On September 19th, activists gathered outside the White House to commemorate 1 year since the mass deportation of Haitian asylum seekers in Del Rio, Texas.
We are here because in spite of the brutality, the media attention, and the outcry and condemnation, thousands of migrants held at Del Rio encampment were still deported by Biden back to Haiti or expelled to Mexico.
The commemoration came as a popular uprising in Haiti entered its third week, sparked by International Monetary Fund imposed fuel price hikes amid spiraling inflation and a state of total insecurity. The U.S. and its junior partners, however, have sought to shift blame for the unrest onto local economic interests and so-called gangs.
Nou pral gen pou nou ajuster prix gaz la. Gen moun ki pral essayer chauffer tête nou. Di nou pren la rue pour prix gaz la pa vini nan prix normal li.
We continue to stand with our neighbor in Haiti as it faces political, fueled gang violence and an enormous human crisis. And we call on the world to do the same. We have more to do.
If you look at the protests that are taking place as a result of the end of fuel subsidies, they are financed by economic actors.
In attendance at the White House protest was former U.S. Special Envoy for Haiti, Daniel Foote, who warned that if Washington does not train a Haitian National Police unit to crush Haiti's so-called gangs, it will launch a full-scale invasion.
The U.S. has two choices. They either reinforce the police now, probably using military trainers, so send a company of special forces trainers to teach the police and set up an anti-gang task force, or send 25,000 troops at some indeterminate but imminent period in the future.
Foote resigned from his post in September 2021, citing the inhumane treatment of Haitians at the border as the breaking point.
I realized that I could no longer have the positive impact and push Haiti towards where it needs to go in my role as Special Envoy because of the guy in that building right there.
The resignation earned him praise from prominent intellectuals, including filmmaker Raoul Peck, who called Foote's congressional testimony shattering and redemptive, saying that it restored some measure of honor to decades of shameless American intervention. Since his resignation, Foote has been vocally opposed to continued U.S. support for Haitian interim Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who remains in office despite being implicated in the July 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. Rather than withdrawing support for Henry, Washington has sought to unite him with his principal rival, a coalition of traditional political parties and dozens of so-called civil society groups known as the Montana Accord. Described as a Haitian-led alternative to Henry, the Montana Coalition proposes a 2-year transitional government leading to elections. This accord is headed by Magali Como-Denis, who, like Ariel Henry, was a key figure in the 2004 U.S.-orchestrated coup d'etat against President Jean-Bertrand Aristide. So far, the Biden administration's attempts to unite the two coalitions have proven unsuccessful. Despite Henry's ongoing premiership, the Montana Accord is increasingly favored by Washington. As the uprising has rocked Henry's government, the flagship U.S. think tank, the Council on Foreign Relations, published a strategy paper endorsing the Montana Accord as the most credible Haitian plan on the table, saying the United States should still help Haitians initiate its implementation. Early in 2022, as the Biden administration pressured the Montana group to compromise with Ariel Henry, the accord fractured. The movement of Haitian liberty and equality for fraternity, known as Molagoff, pulled out, accusing Montana of partaking in an international plot and saying, "We're not going to facilitate the work of the imperialists." The Lavalas family party of former President Jean-Bertrand Aristide followed suit. As these members have broken off, Foote and the liberal establishment have promoted the accord as the ideal partner for the United States and its institutions.
They need somebody with whom the international community, the IMF, the donors can trust and work with, and the Haitian people can trust and work with to improve their lives and move towards choosing their own leaders.
the Montana Group as a mechanism to arrive at that?
Let's not call it the Montana Group, because then I'm sort of offering preference for one group or another. A consensus, let's call it. And the Montana Group last October 31st, I think, of 2021, signed a consensus agreement and broadened it significantly by January to the point where 80+% of the actors in Haiti, everyone that wanted in on it was in on it.
Foote, Washington, and its partners' primary objective is to eliminate the so-called gangs.
The gangs went from Aristide's guys that he would pay to go out on the streets to raise hell and get things done, have developed into very sophisticated, heavily armed criminal organizations at this point, too.
Despite the criminal acts of groups like the 400 Maozo, which kidnapped American and Canadian missionaries last year, the U.S.'s top target is its rival, a federation of armed groups known as the Revolutionary Forces of the G9 Family and Allies, or G9.
The G9 coalition, they were, a year ago at least, the best organized and the best funded.
This coalition, which calls for social revolution, is led by former police officer Jimmy "Barbecue" Chérizier. The U.S. government has accused Chérizier of committing a series of massacres, though has presented no evidence qualifying its charges as alleged. Nonetheless, Chérizier is the only so-called gang leader in Haiti under U.S. sanctions. Chérizier has gained support over the past 2 years as his calls for revolution have resonated amid ever-worsening conditions. Foote, in Haiti's largest daily newspaper, warned Haitians to not listen to Chérizier, calling him a criminal that must be hunted down. Chérizier has taken center stage in the ongoing uprising, blocking the country's largest fuel terminal and clashing with Haitian National Police. Top human rights figure Pierre Esperance, head of the Haitian National Network for Defense of Human Rights, which is funded by the National Endowment for Democracy, claimed that Chérizier is actually stamping out protests on behalf of Ariel Henry, though offering no proof for his allegation. Chérizier, manning a barricade outside the fuel terminal, addresses Ariel Henry.
Ariel Henry met grand moun sou, cette fois c'est sou fiel nou a passé. Nande, nou met continuer bay ti politicien volé grand gouyo kob, continuer bay journaliste vicieux, journaliste grand gouyo kob, kap di kon sa ke nou gen problème nou pou nkaze mouvement. Et nou mouvement, force révolutionnaire, chef de famille allié. Et nou mouvement, Ariel nou nan moun do nou même. Et puis papa ici camper des barricades nou.
As special envoy, Foote advocated U.S. deployment of special forces to train a Haitian National Police unit to take out so-called gang leaders like Chérizier.
Did you ever propose any kind of military intervention to Haiti?
I proposed sending a company or so of U.S. Special Forces to train an anti-gang task force within the Haitian National Police. So you're talking about 30, 60 people.
As Haiti spirals out of control under Henry, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres and Haitian Foreign Minister Jean Genéus make similar proposals.
Il faut vraiment un programme international d'appui à la formation et à l'équipement de la police, mais qu'il faudra avoir dans cette perspective une force robuste, capable de mettre fin à l'action des gangs.
La police nationale est en mesure d'effectuer le travail, mais elle a besoin d'un accompagnement robuste de nos partenaires et de la formation adéquate sur le terrain avec l'aide de partenaires de la communauté internationale.
Other political forces are calling for an international force to do the job. Following meetings with U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and top U.S. officials, the Dominican Republic has sent troops to its border and called for an international invasion of Haiti.
La crisis que desborda las fronteras de Haití es una amenaza para la seguridad nacional de la República Dominicana.
Tienen que estar enfocados, lo hemos repetido numerosas veces, en la pacificación inmediata. Es necesaria una fuerza robusta, capaz de recuperar la paz y poner fin a la violencia desatada por las bandas armadas.
Mira, no solamente con Nancy Pelosi, también nos reunimos con el presidente del Senado, el senador Charles Schumer de Nueva York, y también tocamos ese tema. Nos reunimos con el presidente de la Comisión de Relaciones Exteriores, el senador Bob Menéndez de New Jersey, y también tocamos el tema. Nos reunimos también con la directora de la USAID, Samantha Power. Yo creo que lo que tenemos es ya que coordinar la ruta en ese sentido. Y ahora ya tenemos la misma opinión de que tiene que haber una fuerza especial que pacifique a ese país.
Guys ready to shoot? U.S.-led aid to the Haitian National Police has been extensive. From 2010 to 2020, the United States pumped in $312 million for weapons and training. In 2021, the White House and State Department sent a combined $20 million. In July 2022, the State Department bolstered the SWAT training program with a $48 million package. The United Nations has sent another $28 million and Canada $12 million. While the U.S. reinforces Haitian police, they have sought to cut off arms trafficking otherwise, intercepting shipments smuggled through ports and making arrests. The Biden administration is now pressing the UN Security Council to enact its own sanctions against Chérizier and those who it alleges are arms traffickers. But Haiti is awash with weapons, and the Haitian National Police is an anemic force. Although they have attacked G9 neighborhoods and arrested and killed multiple leaders, the police have been unable to crush this neighborhood federation. State Department officials have publicly said that a U.S.-led training program working with France, Brazil, and Canada is underway. On July 30th, a State Department police trainer in Haiti complained in a Facebook post that only U.S. politicians could think sending 8 instructors down here could make a difference. Haiti needs military action if it wants true change. But Foote says the Biden administration is reluctant to ramp up U.S. involvement with Ariel Henry in office.
It's a critical step, and the appetite is because they are, I believe, very reticent to work and jump in with both feet with Ariel Henry, despite the fact that the U.S. anointed.
With Washington conscious of popular sentiment in Haiti against foreign interference, critical to its designs is the Montana Accord's image as Haitian-led.
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 Haitian-led. Haitian-led.
Haitian-led.
Haitian-led.
Haitian-led solution.
A switch from Henry to the Montana Accord would create credibility for more U.S. involvement. The Council on Foreign Relations notes that, for the United States, working in greater partnership with such organizations could help restore Haitian confidence. Montana Accord founding member Ted St. Dick wrote on September 7th that the United States should use creative and aggressive tactics to intercept criminal activity in Haiti. While Haitian-led is a useful slogan for public consumption, U.S. and Canadian policymakers seek to lead from behind.
We cannot continue to see external elements, no matter how well-meaning, try to determine the future of Haiti. Haitians themselves need to be at the center.
The same day,
regional partners like CARICOM and global partners like Canada, U.S., France, Europe, European Union, and others have an extremely important role to play as well.
I also think just leaving it up to Haitians to resolve their problems is also, I think, a line that I think ignores a really, really concerning and deteriorating situation inside the country.
I've heard your answers about our overall goal of a Haitian-led democratic process. I share that. But what is our initiative to try to create some semblance of security?
We, INL, are working very closely with the Haitian National Police, the new Director General. We are going to send advisors.
However, Russia and China voted to shorten the U.S. police advisor mandate, prompting Washington to look for a way around international bodies.
And why do you think Russia and China stopped us? Because they want total unrest in the hemisphere, the authoritarianism. At some point, we have to think about how we circumvent that.
Washington has done just that. A 2019 law called the Global Fragility Act has created a framework for U.S. intervention. The act aims to strengthen U.S. control of so-called fragile states as part of the 2017 National Security Strategy's focus on great power competition. It is a joint State Department, USAID, and Department of Defense program that would direct the U.S. military to play a critical role in facilitating basic public order and build the capacity of foreign security services. U.S. forces would operate through small footprint, coordinated, partner-focused activities, similar to Daniel Foote's formula. Pentagon methods also include psychological operations and information operations engagements. The Global Fragility Act and Montana Accord work in conjunction. The Council on Foreign Relations summarizes the U.S. strategy as a more targeted form of international assistance through the Global Fragility Act, with Haitians playing the principal role. If the U.S. doesn't achieve its military objectives with the Haitian National Police, Foote says an invasion of Haiti, the fourth in a century, is guaranteed.
One or the other. Train the police, give the police their capacity back, or we're going to have to send in 25,000 troops in a combat stabilization mission, which will accomplish what it sets out to do, but there's no sustainability there whatsoever.
While Foote and Biden officials disagree on tactics, they agree that U.S. intervention is the answer.
The other has been to try to strengthen the Haitian National Police so that an international presence is not necessary. That is challenging and a long-term undertaking.
Regardless of whether Ariel Henry remains in power or the Montana Accord replaces him, the U.S. is locked and loaded with options for all scenarios.
Haití no puede esperar más.